What's up, everybody? Smooth Brain Operator here, talking to whoever's listening out there. Today, I thought we could cover what do you think is going to happen in the 40k universe? And I don't know, there's a lot of big pieces moving, a lot of things going on. You know what I would love to see the return of, and I don't think they ever will. I think this is solely a heresy era kind of thing. But I would love nothing more than to see the return of, well, he's dead, so my personal all-time favorite character ever in 40k, much less Heresy era, non-Primarch, is Nathaniel Garrow. Garrow is by far one of the coolest characters ever. Doesn't get enough love, and his story was too short. It was a good story. It was a great story, but man, rough ending. And so I would love to see the return of his sword, Libertas. Now, Libertas is an interesting weapon, um, because it not only was this like mythical space marine sword. Even among space marines, it was like kind of coveted and mythical, and he himself would take care of it. Not only that, but the sword seemed to have magical properties beyond that of a normal energy sword for a space marine, even. And energy swords are quite, I wouldn't say rare, but they're like coveted. And so, the I don't know if there's a more official term for them or not. And so, but his sword wasn't even an energy sword, yet it seemed to be able to keep up with, just about any other weapon out there in the Imperium. It could go toe to toe with anything else. And, as awesome as Garo was, one, it's suspected, never said, but suspected that Libertas, his sword, was Excalibur, and that it hailed from the, I forget what it's called in the 30k universe, but England essentially, which is where Garo is from, and so there's kind of a tie back to King Arthur, even in the 40k universe. And at one point, I forget the exact story, but Darrow is fighting some Chaos Space Marine guy. The sword gets knocked out of his hand, lands tipped down into the ground, the hilt wobbling, and all of a sudden the Chaos Space Marine guy goes to grab it. And as a Chaos Space Marine, you should be able to pull it out of the ground with ease. He grabs it, and for a slight second, it resists him, like he can't pull it out. And this is a space marine we're talking about. And so, in the book, it was so beautifully done. It was so like quickly glossed over. Like the space marine, the chaos space marine goes to grab the sword. He jerks and it doesn't move, and he's like, "Huh?" And then Garrow comes in with like a flying knee kick to the face and pulls the sword out effortlessly from the ground, like there was nothing holding it in the first place. I'm like, that's cheeky. That's kind of cool, Games Workshop. I hats off to you for that one. And so, I don't know. In a time where Primarchs are returning, the myths of the Imperium are returning in a way. Whether it's the Primarchs or other beings, like these greater beings are returning to the Imperium, why not? Why not have Libertas return? Why not have a Space Marine who is just as honorable and just as Garrow returning to the Imperium? And maybe not returning, but maybe one like Garrow comes up, one who has the qualities like that of a knight, who has a house Carl. I mean, you could do a lot with that. I mean, even as far as making a chapter, and the chapter master uses the armor of Nathaniel Garrow, and even would have the sword of Libertas. I don't know. Like, I think that'd be really cool for a Space Marine to come out and almost like the how the Black Templars have the, what is it, the Emperor's Champion, Champion of the Emperor. Um, that kind of character, it's like, why not have another character like that from a different background, from a different chapter or brand new chapter where that's their chapter master, his sigil is the Libertas. Like, I don't know. Call me crazy. I think it would be really, really cool to see and go from there. But I don't know. Call me crazy. Let me know what your thoughts, comments are. And sorry, got to pay attention to the road, guys. As you know, I'm out there working just like the rest of y'all. I was sick for the last couple days. Do apologize for no posting, but yeah, it's I'm out there just like everyone else, just working hard, working till late at night sometimes, and just trying to just another man trying to make his way through the world, you know. So, but yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts are comments for if you know who Garrow is, if you know what Libertas that amazing sword is. Would you want to see that come back in the 40k universe, or meh, maybe not so much, or let me know. We talk a lot of Primarchs on here with the most recent news of Rogel Dorn. That was exciting, but I fear nothing will come of it. I hope not. I really do. I hope that that's just confirmation where he's at. Um, but I know either way we'll be getting a hype train. I'm sure we will soon of Rogel Dorn returning. I don't know. Just tell me what y'all think. I think it'd be a fun, cool thing to see Primarch's return, Rogel Dorn to return, but I don't know ultimately. I'm uh I'm of the opinion that he will, but I don't know yet. We'll see. And so anyways, Libertas, Darrow. If you don't know who that is, go look him up. Maybe I'll do a video on him at some point here. He's a really cool character. One of my favorite all-time Space Marine characters of the Horus Heresy era, and I wish he survived into the 40k era. And I wish there was even a character like him. No character seems to embody that level of like knightly honor and integrity. I mean, as in like I don't know, Garrow brought an aura, a certain aura about him. Um, I don't know. He had a certain aura about him that was so cool, and he stood out even within the Horus Heresy. Whenever Rogel Dorn set up a strike team, a strike force of like top Space Marines to lead it, there was like only I don't know, like 6 or 7, and Garrow was one of them. Garrow was one of the Space Marines he called together. Rogel Dorn called together the A team of Space Marines, and it was so cool. It was, it was like seeing the Avengers assemble for the first time. It was like seeing, in Game of Thrones, whenever you had Jon Snow and his little strike force going in to capture one of the undead creatures to bring it back to show the kingdom, Cersei, and all the kingdom and all the realm that like the White Walkers exist, and this is a very real threat. And so when he assembled that little A team, it was so cool. See, like, that's the awesome strike force right there. Same kind of feeling, the same kind of vibe. You're like, oof, you bring these guys together, and they're almost assuredly gonna win in whatever they set out to do. And probably one of my most favorite books in all the Horus Heresy was that book. I forget which one that was. Great book, great read. Um, I don't know. So y'all just let me know what you think. Thoughts, comments. Again, I'm just out here driving around. I talk 40k for the love of the game, for entertainment, guys. It's for y'all ultimately. It's just because I know it's hard to just be driving from one job to the next. It makes for a long, hard day. I do this for y'all. I do this for the love of the game, man. So, anyways, y'all be safe. Take care. Respect others. Be kind and patient with others. Till next time, Smooth Brain Operator out.